Welcome back to a new week of daily updates across all of the major dollar pairs. We're starting off with DXY on the daily time frame. We can see we've had our break of structuring towards the upside. We then had our swing low, and now we have our swing high. We were still favouring this point of liquidity getting taken before we seen that upside continuation. However, if we look at the 4 hour, I believe we could be ready to just target that week daily swing high. As you can see, we've had our break of structuring towards the downside. This is our current swing range. We've liquidated all of these highs. We've made a connection with this supply zone, and we still haven't seen that moving towards the downside yet. Along with the news on the weekend, I do believe that we could start being ready to target this high over here, because on the daily, that is the week swing high. If we go on to Euro USD, what we can see on the daily time frame, we've got our break of structure, and this is our current swing range. We've liquidated this high over here before seeing that structure now starting to form on the lower time frame. So moving down onto the 4 hour. The only thing I don't like about this one is that we are still swing bullish. We've had our break there, and this is our current swing range. However, we have had an internal break over here, followed by another internal break over here. We've not quite liquidated this point of liquidity, which I would still say is a very high probability target, as if we were to move up, I believe that this would be the point we'd move from. And as we're coming down to target the week swing low on the daily, this point will obviously get taken out as well. So if we move down onto the 1 hour time frame, what we can see is we've had our most recent break of structure over here. So this is the current swing range that we're trading within. This is a big impulse in towards the downside, and it has left equal highs over here. So from further scaling opportunity, I'd like to see this high get taken first, and then see that push in towards the downside occur. If we go on to GBPUSD, we can see we've had our break of structuring towards the upside. This is our current swing range. We've liquidated this low over here before we've seen that initial bullish momentum come into the market. However, on the 4 hour time frame, we can see we had our initial break in towards the upside, followed by another break in towards the upside, followed by a break in towards the downside. So this is the current swing range. We've seen last week this demand zone get broken, so any retracement